So if you are a survivor of abuse, you may not be ready to watch this video, and this video is not for people who have experienced abuse and their reaction was not to adopt any cruelty and mainly to victimize themselves. This is not a video for you to watch. You may not be ready to go there yet, but maybe one day you will. So I would just skip the way to check in with yourself is, can you handle nuance? Do you feel that you have, grown enough to witness change in other people and to witness growth and to see holding opposing things in your head at the same time and getting out of the framework of like us versus them? There is a difference between people who use cruelty, who act in cruel ways as a way to dominate, versus the people who use cruelty as a shield, a way to gain power, distance, resistance from an abuser. It's not a black and white world. We have a lot of gray area in our society. Who are utilizing cruelty as a weapon of domination. Their intent is to strip away your humanity and gain control, and that is something that is very difficult for people to change. It is rarely open to genuine change. But that is much different than someone who adopted cruelty as a form of protection and as a habit that they utilize. An example would be, let's say you grew up in a household where you had a very critical parent, and to kind of cope with this as a child, making jokes at their expense, and you found that this was also a way for you to connect with your other parent and find validation in that way, and you started making fun of them. And this is how you have adopted and how you've survived. Because these people have adopted that cruelty as a coping strategy, it can also limit a bit of their empathy. And these people might end up being some of the people who bullied you or caused you harm. These people do not realize that a lot of these behaviors, while they may get them attention, it comes at the cost of vulnerability and real deep connection. If what you're known for is always just like being mean or having shock value, people will not expect any kind of vulnerability from you. And the thing about these people who choose cruelty as a form of defense is that they still have vulnerability and they still have that self. This is the most important distinction, because with healing, understanding that this was a defense mechanism for you, it really helps these people set whatever conflict is happening inside of them. I think it's important to distinguish these people because I've seen actual growth and change from people like this. If you can hold that truth, then you can also hold the truth that you may have overjudged or overcorrected.